Hello everyone, I'm Megan Sullivan and welcome to my review for Tales of Arise, developed and published by Bandai Namco and available on the PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Does this flashy action brawler JRPG rise up to meet expectations? Yes and no. But don't panic, Tales fans, I'll explain what that means starting right now. Well, first let me tell you what the game is about. In Tales of Arise, you play as Alphen, a slave from the world of Dana with no memory and no sense of pain, who travels the world attempting to overthrow regional lords as part of a rebellion against the Danan's alien masters, a race of being known as Renans. Joining him on his journey is a Renan named Xion, a literally thorny woman who has her own reasons for wanting to topple Renan society, Rinwell, a young mage who oscillates between extreme cheerfulness and extreme anger, a stubborn clueless fighter named Law, an educated but aloof aristocrat named Dohamin, and his stoic guardswoman Kisara. Together, this group does everything they can to free the people of Dana from tyranny, all while discovering some pretty crazy secrets about their world and the alien world of Rena. Now let's just get the painful part out of the way. The plot and characters are easily the weakest link in Arise. This is super frustrating because the story of slaves rising up to free themselves from their masters is such a powerful and intriguing premise. You can see that the seeds of something great are planted here, but the incredibly convoluted plot, uneven writing, bizarre ending, and cast of fickle characters who can neither fully shake off their tired anime tropes nor make up their minds about whether or not they resolve their personal issues prevent the story from reaching its full potential. But at the end of the day, capricious characters and a poorly told story don't really matter because a good game must be a good game first. And happily, this is where Tales shines bright like a diamond. While Alphen and company make their way through beautiful marshes and sunny green pastures in order to beat up local lords, they'll tough it out with Renan soldiers and genetically modified monsters called Zeugles via a unique blend of brawler mechanics and action RPG elements. And thanks to Arise's incredibly agile and easily accessible combat system, it's fun to beat up the bad guys. While literally running in circles, each character has access to their own unique set of attacks, including regular attacks, counter-attacks, 2 leveled up moves, one called Boost Attack, which can disrupt enemy actions, and one called Boost Strike, where characters pair up to deliver a powerful finishing move, and finally a series of special skills called Arts, which are often elemental-based and can do some serious damage. On top of all of that, characters also have exclusive perks that further help them in battle, like Alphen's Flaming Edge, which lets him swap health for strength. Now, all of this may sound like a lot to juggle, but because the developers streamlined the controls in an intuitive fashion and included plenty of visual and audio cues to help you know which attacks are available, it's never overwhelming. In fact, it's a blast playing around with different battle moves, and I can't tell you how satisfying it is to see your combo numbers hit triple digits, or better yet, watch a powerful enemy get decimated quickly because you're using your best moves to good effect. And if you ever need a break or find the rest of your AI-controlled party behaving badly, you can always go into the menu and change combat to auto mode and/or tinker with the AI so that characters won't just stand around getting pummeled by enemies when their health is low. Having said that, I rarely ever used auto mode for combat since I enjoyed using the skill points I acquired in battle to unlock different arts and stat boosts via a node system called titles, and then mixing and matching my new arts to try and create the most powerful combos possible. I admit I probably should have paid more attention to raising the power and proficiency of certain arts more than I did, but well, it was just neat to swap skills in and out whenever I felt like it. Speaking of which, I think what I appreciate the most about Arise's combat is that you can pause the action to swap out characters, items, and art skills at any time. This takes a guessing game out of who to bring and what to wear to a boss fight, which is quite nice. I also like that even though only 4 characters are allowed on the battlefield at a time, your benched players will still level up with the rest of the group, and you can still access their boost attacks while fighting enemies. This is a smart feature that ensures you have access to everything you need and nobody falls behind. Now, although combat is pretty great, I do have 2 small nitpicks. One is that healing arts are tethered to a shared pool of cure points. This point pool quickly depletes whenever you heal a character or say have them use CP to get past obstacles in a dungeon. This in turn means you have to constantly use rare and expensive items to replenish your points. Now, you can't combat this problem by trying to evade damage as much as possible, equipping accessories that lower the cost of using CP, or collect astro flowers from mini bosses, which raises the total number of cure points you have, but even then it's a bit of a headache trying not to burn through these precious points too quickly. I also found that as fun and flashy as the battle animations are, they tend to lead to too much visual chaos, and it's annoying that you can't turn them off, nor can you turn off the inane chatter between characters during combat. Luckily, these are small complaints that don't interfere too much with my enjoyment of the game. But combat isn't the only enjoyable thing about Tales of Arise. There's a small handful of overworld activities that are pretty darn entertaining too, including a fishing minigame, an adorable owl collecting quest, and the ability to run around the countryside collecting resources to either craft weapons and accessories or whip up delicious looking meals that temporarily boost your party's stats while they're resting at campsites, which also happily act like convenient fast travel points. And sometimes it's just fun to poke around the very pretty world of Dana and look for hidden dungeons and treasures. Now, I wish the PlayStation 4 version, which is what I'm reviewing the game on, didn't have quite so many issues with texture pop-ins, especially when you get to the town of Ascent where it takes a while for the map to load. But it's not that big of a deal, and hey, I already know my way around Vicent, so as a map loads, I can just make my way over to the handy-dandy training grounds and score useful items by testing my skills against waves of enemies. In short, fishing, fighting, and foraging are all fun. And it's nice that even after you complete the 40-hour story campaign, you can return to Dana to access extra content that allows you to just keep on beating up Zeugles and learning about different kinds of fish. I guess at this point it's safe to say that I really enjoyed Tales of Arise, and I think you might too. It's a satisfying experience with unique combat and fun gameplay. It's so fun, it's almost enough to make me forget about the capricious characters and their oddball story. Almost. If you like this review, please give it a thumbs up and this channel a follow because that will encourage me to do more RPG reviews. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you later.